The Bulgarian national football team is an association football team fielded by the Bulgarian Football Union, a member association of UEFA. The team's home ground is Vasil Levski National Stadium and Sofia and Lyuboslav Penev is the current manager. Their best World Cup performance was in the 1994 World Cup in the United States, where they beat defending champions Germany to reach the semi-finals, losing to Italy and eventually finishing in the fourth position. The team has failed to qualify for any major tournament since UEFA Euro 2004. History: the Bulgarian national football team was formed in 1922. In 1923 the Bulgarian Football Union was formed and the team's first match was held in Vienna on May 21, 1924, a 6-0 defeat by Austria. Bulgaria's first appearance in a World Cup was the 1962 World Cup in Chile after a time of international wilderness. Sadly, they did not progress to the knockout stages. The same happened in England in 1966, Mexico in 1970, and West Germany in 1974. They progressed from the first round in Mexico 1986, but were beaten by the hosts in the round of 16. Years of international wilderness. The Bulgarian side, at this time, could not progress in qualifying to any major tournaments from the time of 1930 to 1960. This period of time was the international wilderness for Bulgaria. They would end up getting second or third in their qualifying group, not able to qualify. Bulgaria, although, did defeat many great teams in international friendlies during those years. The only tournaments they seemed to qualify for were smaller tournaments, such as the Balkan Cup, which they have won 4 times. Finally, their time came, when they qualified for the World Cup for the first time, in Chile, 1962. 1960s and 1970s. In the 1960s and 1970s, Bulgaria qualified for 4 straight World Cup tournaments, in 1962, 1966, 1970, and 1974, but without any successful performances. They also won the Balkan Cup in 1976 by beating Romania in the 2-legged final 1-0, 3-2. In the 1968 Summer Olympics in Mexico, they won a silver medal with a tournament finale loss. They finished first in Group D by beating Thailand 7-0, Guatemala 2-1, and a 2-2 draw against Czechoslovakia. They passed the quarter-finals by beating Israel and the semi-finals by beating Olympic hosts Mexico. In the final, they were defeated by Hungary 1-4, giving the Bulgarians the silver Olympic medals. World Cup 1986, the knockout rounds, Bulgaria qualified for the World Cup in Mexico by finishing second in Group 4, behind France with 11 points, but worse goal difference, ahead of the teams of Yugoslavia, East Germany, and Luxembourg. This was their 5th World Cup appearance. They were drawn in Group A with Italy, Argentina, and South Korea. In the opening match of the World Cup, the Bulgarians held the defending champions Italy to a 1-1 draw. Alessandro Altbelli gave the Italians the lead, but an 85th-minute equalizer by Nasko Syrikov gave the Bulgarians the point. The next match was another 1-1 draw against South Korea with the goal for Bulgaria coming from Plumangitov in the 11th minute. They lost the final match of the Group 2-0 against Argentina, who ended up winning the tournament. Despite not recording a win, the Bulgarians advanced to the knockout stage by being the third-best third-placed team. That way, Bulgaria and also Uruguay became the first nations to qualify for the knockout stage without winning a game in the first round. In the round of 16, they faced World Cup hosts Mexico and lost the match 2-0. Ivan Vutsov was the manager of the team. World Cup 1994, semi-final triumph. Certainly one of the most important dates in Bulgarian football history is November 17, 1993, when Emil Kostadinov scored 2 goals to beat France in Paris, allowing Bulgaria to qualify for the World Cup in the United States in 1994. Under the management of Dimitar Penev, the Bulgarians, led by players such as Hristo Stoichkov, Yordan Lechkov, and Krasimir Balakov a Euro along with a multitude of other talented players remembered in Bulgaria as the Golden Generation a Euro made a strong impression by reaching the semi-finals. They entered Group D with Argentina, Nigeria, and Greece. Before that, the Bulgarians hadn't won a single match in 5 World Cup finals appearances. The first match ended with a 3-0 defeat by Nigeria. Despite the bad start, the team won 4-0 against World Cup debuting featherweights Greece and 2-0 against Argentina. Argentina had actually been winning the group going into injury time. A 91st-minute strike from Nasko Syrakov, however, meant that they dropped 2 places and finished third. Bulgaria continued to the next round, where they faced Mexico. The match ended 1-1 and after no goals were scored in extra time, penalties would decide which team would go through. Team captain Borislav Mihailov made a good performance saving the first 3 penalty kicks. Bulgaria won 3-1 on penalties with Mihailov becoming the hero for the Bulgarian team. In the quarter-finals, Bulgaria faced the then-defending World Cup champions Germany. Levham the currency scored from a penalty. The Bulgarians, however, managed to turn the game over with 2 goals by Hristo Stoichkov and Jordan Lechkov, giving them a 2-1 win and recording one of the most memorable wins for the team. Millions of Bulgarians celebrated this win in the Bulgarian capital city of Sofia and other Bulgarian cities. Having reached the semi-finals, this was the best Bulgarian performance in the World Cup. In the semi-finals, they lost 2-1 to Italy. The third-place match was lost to Sweden, 4-0, and Bulgaria eventually finished in 4th place. Hristo Stoichkov was awarded the Golden Boot as the top scorer in the tournament with 6 goals. Krasimir Balakov was named in the All-Star team along with Stoichkov. Starting 11, GK Mihailov, C. Ubi Kiryakov Kremliev, CBSW Hubchev, CB Ivanov, LB Tsvetanov. DM Yankov, CM Lechkov, CM Balakov, Amber Amarov. CFRW Kostadin, CFLW Stoichkov. Euro 1996. In 1996, the team qualified for the European Football Championship for the first time, after some good results in the qualifying group, including a stunning 3-2 turnaround win against future Euro 1996 champions Germany. They were drawn in Group B with France, Spain, and Romania. Bulgaria started with a 1-1 draw against Spain, followed by a 1-0 win against Romania. In the final group match, they lost 3-1 against France. At the same time, Spain defeated Romania 2-1 with a winner coming in the 84th minute, and the Bulgarians subsequently failed to qualify for the quarter-finals. World Cup 1998, Bulgaria qualified for the World Cup in France by finishing first in the Group 5, followed by Russia. They entered the competition with a new manager Hristo Bunov, since Dimitar Penev was sacked after Euro 1996. Bulgaria drew Spain, Nigeria, and Paraguay in Group D. The first match ended in a 0-0 goalless draw against Paraguay. In the second match, the Bulgarians lost 1-0 for a second straight World Cup to Nigeria. The final match ended with a disappointing 6-1 defeat by Spain. Following the bad results, Bulgaria finished 4th in the group, with only 1 point, and didn't go through the next round. This was the last major appearance at World Cup level for Bulgaria. Euro 2000, Bulgaria was drawn in a tough qualifying group with teams like England, Sweden, and Poland. The campaign started bad with 2 defeats by Poland and Sweden. The most memorable match for Bulgaria in the group was the 1-1 draw against England, which was also the last one for Bulgarian legend Hristo Stoichkov before his international retirement. Bulgaria finished 4th with 8 points and failed to make the final stages of Euro 2000. World Cup 2002, Bulgaria, Denmark, and Czech Republic amongst the main contenders for the qualifying spots. Bulgaria won the matches against the weaker teams, but lost 2-0 to Denmark and both matches with Czech Republic, including a disappointing 6-0 defeat. That way, Bulgaria finished third with 17 points and 3 points behind second-placed Czech Republic, thus failing to make the World Cup in South Korea and Japan. Euro 2004. Bulgaria managed to qualify for the Euro 2004 in Portugal by finishing first in the group ahead of teams like Croatia and Belgium with 17 points and just one defeat. They drew Sweden, Italy, and Denmark in Group C. They started very disappointing with an embarrassing 5-0 defeat by Sweden, followed by a 2-0 defeat by Denmark. The last match against Italy was a reasonable 2-1 defeat. The match was looking to end 1-1 after goals from Bulgarian winger Martin Petrov and Simone Perotta, but a last-minute goal by Antonio Cassano gave the Italians the win. They finished fourth with 0 points and were sent home without reaching the knockout round. After the disappointing performance, the manager Plamen Markov was sacked. World Cup 2006, Bulgaria failed to qualify for the World Cup and Germany after a run of poor results, finishing third in Group 8, behind Sweden and Croatia with 15 points. Euro 2008, Group G had Netherlands, Romania, and Bulgaria as the main contestants for a qualifying spot for the Euro 2008 in Switzerland and Austria. Bulgaria performed well after a run of good results from Romania that gave them the first place. The Bulgarians finished third with 25 points, after Romania and Netherlands, with only one lost match against the Dutch. World Cup 2010. Bulgaria were drawn against Italy and Ireland in qualifying Group 8. Bulgaria started the campaign with a series of draws in the 2010 qualifiers. After the unconvincing start, the manager Plamen Markov was sacked and replaced by Stanimir Stoilov in January 2009. The Bulgarians then recorded their first win in the group against Cyprus, and also won against Montenegro and Georgia. They finished in third place in the group with 14 points, therefore failing to qualify directly or for a playoff place. Euro 2012, Bulgaria were drawn in Group G along with England, Switzerland, Wales, and Montenegro. For the second time in a row, Bulgaria and Montenegro played in the same qualification group. In their first qualifying game on September 3, 2010, Bulgaria were crushed 4-0 away to England at the Wembley Stadium thanks to a hat-trick from Tottenham Hotspur striker Jermaine Defoe and a goal from then Manchester City winger Adam Johnson. Their misfortune continued in their second match when they lost to Montenegro in Sofia, one of the best results of the newly established guest team so far. For the first time in 5 years Bulgaria lost a home match in Sofia. After the loss Stanimir Stoilov resigned from the position of manager. Before the start of the qualifications Bulgaria recorded 3 losses and 1 draw in 4 friendly matches with only 2 goals scored. The last victory for Bulgaria was against Malta played in Tarkali on November 18, 2009. The final score was 4-1. On September 21, 2010 Lethal the current CS was announced as the new head coach of Bulgaria. On his official debut Bulgaria finally managed to win a match in 2010. In Cardiff at Cardiff City Stadium the Bulgarians won the game 1-0. The goal was scored by Evelyn Popov in the 48th minute. These were the first gained points in the UEFA Euro 2012 qualification campaign. In the following 2 games Bulgaria drew against Switzerland and Montenegro. Bulgaria lost all theoretical chances of qualifying for the tournament on September 2, 2011, after losing 0-3 in Sofia against England, which was followed 4 days later by a 1-3 defeat in Switzerland. Consequently the current CS was relieved of his duties as national coach and replaced on a temporary basis by Miral Madonsky. Bulgaria lost their final game, a 1-0 home defeat by Wales, which left them bottom of the group, with only 3 goals scored, none of these coming at home. 2014 FIFA World Cup qualification. In the qualification phase for the 2014 FIFA World Cup Bulgaria were placed in Group B together with the teams of Italy, Denmark, Czech Republic, Armenia and Malta. Under the guidance of former player Lyuboslav Penev as head coach, Bulgaria enjoyed a revival and put in credible performance in friendly matches before the start of the qualifications, most notably a 1-2 victory over World Cup 2010 runner-ups Netherlands in Amsterdam. The qualification started on September 7, 2012 with a well-earned 2-2 draw against the Euro 2012 runner-up Italy on home soil, Stanislav Manilev and young talent Georgi Milanov with the goals. Bulgaria then edged a tight match against Armenia in Sofia, in which one Bulgarian and two Armenian players were sent off, thanks to a single goal from Manilev. Another home game followed on October 12, 2012, against Denmark, which finished in a 1-1 draw. In that match Bulgaria started better and scored in the 7th minute through Dimitar Rangelov, but a defender Ivan Bandalevsky sent off in the 27th minute and had to settle for a draw. Another good performance followed 4 days later, Bulgaria earning a hard-fought 0-0 draw away to the Czech Republic. As a result of these performances, when Penev took over, the team climbed from 96th in the FIFA ranking, their lowest position ever, to 40th in November 2012. On March 22, 2013, Bulgaria hosted Malta in an empty Vasil Levski Stadium due to allegations of racism directed towards Denmark's Patrik Mtaliga during the game in Sofia. Nevertheless, Penev's players defeated Malta 6-0 under a heavy snowfall, with Alexander Tonov scoring a hat-trick. 4 days later, Bulgaria led Denmark 1-0 in Copenhagen after Manilev's third goal in the qualifications, but the match eventually finished 1-1 after Daniel Agger equalized from the penalty spot. This result left Bulgaria second in the group with 10 points and still undefeated, having played one game more than Denmark and the Czech Republic and two more than Armenia. Bulgaria travelled to Italy for their next match on September 6, 2013, a game which they narrowly lost 1-0, after a decisive first-half goal by Alberto Gilardino. On September 10, 2013, the Lions secured 3 more points with a 1-2 away win against Malta, leaving them hopeful of securing their second place in the group and a spot in the playoffs. However, after Bulgaria was defeated by the host Armenia with a score of 2-1 on October 11, 2013, the Bulgarian team practically lost their chances of qualifying for the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil. Although they were still placed second in the group, the performance taken into account for the playoffs would leave them as the worst-performing second-placed team among the ones in the same respective position at the time, so they could not enter that final phase of the qualifications. A virtual chance of qualifying for the playoff phase depended on the outcome of the games in either Group D or Group E, and the Bulgarian team needed a victory of at least 3 goals in their last game against the Czech Republic. Thus, on October 15, 2013, the Bulgarians came out with a very attacking strategy which left much room for error in defence, so despite the pressure over the Czechs they couldn't score and received a goal in the beginning of the second part, finishing 0-1. The defeat that ended the participation in World Cup 2014 for the Bulgarian team costed them 2 positions in the final standing in the group, finishing 4th. Team image, colours. Traditionally, the squad of Bulgarian plays at home entirely in colours of the Bulgarian tricolour, with predominantly white. This explains the very commonly used nickname the Lions. Strip manufacturer, historical kits. Throughout the football nation's sartorial history, the outfield players wore equipment with the following color patterns: stadium. Normally, the Bulgarian national football team's home stadium is the Vasil Levski National Stadium with a capacity of 43,632. Vasil Levski was officially opened in 1953 and reconstructed in 1966 and 2002. It is currently eligible to host UEFA Europa League final matches. During the 2006 Euro 07 UEFA Champions League, the stadium was used for the games of Levski Sofia with Barcelona, Chelsea, and Werder Bremen. The Bulgarian national football team's home matches and the Bulgarian Cup finals are held at the venue, as well as athletics competitions. The stadium also offers judo, artistic gymnastics, basketball, boxing, aerobics, fencing and table tennis halls, as well as a general physical training hall, 2 conference halls, and 3 restaurants. On November 4, 2011, it was announced that Bulgaria's new national stadium is going to be built in the Sofia suburb of Vrazhdina, the Minister of Youth and Sports, Svalnikov, has announced. The new national stadium will be called Arena of the Rose, and will be constructed near the international airport where Vrashtana is located. It will have 60,000 seats and seen from above it will look like a rose. Competition history, World Cup record. European Championship record. Since 1992 the Olympic roster may consist out of under 23-year-old players, plus 3 over-the-age players. Honours. FIFA World Cup, 4th place, 1994. UEFA European Championship, quarter-finals, 1968. Olympic Football Tournament, 2nd place, 1968, 3rd place, 1956. Balkan Cup, winners, 1931, 1932, 1973/76, runners-up, 1935, 1936, 3rd place, 1933. Recent results and forthcoming fixtures. 2013, 2014, 2015, UEFA Euro 2016 qualification. Players, current squad for the friendly game against Canada on May 23, 2014. Caps and goals updated as of May 23, 2014. Recent call-ups, the following players have also been called up to the Bulgarian squad within last 12 months and are still available for selection. Notes: INJ player withdrew from the squad due to an injury. SUS player withdrew from the squad due to a suspension. Previous squads, records, as of match played October 11, 2011. Players in bold are still currently playing for the national team. Head coaches, see also. Bulgaria national under-23 football team, Bulgaria national under-21 football team, Bulgaria national under-19 football team, Bulgaria national under-17 football team. Notes. References. External links, official website, Bulgarian football, history, teams, stadiums, fan clubs, RSSSF Archive of Results 1924, Planet World Cup Archive of Results in the World Cup, Planet World Cup Archive of Squads in the World Cup, Planet World Cup Archive of Results in the World Cup Qualifiers, Soxaway page, UEFA Euro 1968 quarter-finals.